armed invasion of Lebanon, if it starts, can succeed in defeating Hezbollah. The eradication of Hezbollah as a force is clearly the ambition of the Israeli War Cabinet, helmed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. But is it achievable through military efforts, whether clandestine ones, like the exploding pagers and walkie-talkies of a few days ago, or by more orthodox military means? Sir Kim Darroch, former UK ambassador to the United States and a former head of Britain's National Security Council, doesn't think so.
In the past, it happened in the 80s, happened in 2006. It has always failed. I mean, they have done a lot of damage. They have killed quite a lot of Hezbollah people. Sadly, quite a lot of Lebanese civilians as well. But they have never eradicated Hezbollah. And some of us would say it's the same as their attempts to eradicate or to defeat Hamas in Gaza. You can do a lot of damage. You can limit their ability to strike at you for some time ahead, but you're not going to win. You're not going to achieve your objective. Only diplomacy and ultimately politics will do that.
Strenuous efforts are now being made by the US and a dozen other countries to ignite fresh diplomatic efforts to defuse the crisis. But as a proxy of Iran, Hezbollah is not easy to bring to the table. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, Israel says it will continue fighting Hezbollah in Lebanon despite international calls for a ceasefire. Russia's unleashed airstrikes against Ukraine, killing at least one person and damaging critical infrastructure. Japan's reportedly sailed a warship through the Taiwan Strait for the first time. And the IMF's approved a $7 billion loan program for Pakistan to stabilize its struggling economy. That's the latest feature story news. Ollie Barrett reporting.
Programming made possible by donations from the following.
New Health. This summer, you're invited to embark on your wellness journey with New Health. Their dedicated staff is here to listen to your concerns and collaborate with you to create a personalized healthcare plan that integrates with your lifestyle. Appointments can be scheduled at 509-935-6004. Prioritizing both your health and the well-being of your loved ones, New Health is committed to bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978.
KCHW thanks New Health for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by
Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
We are the wild and crazy guys.
The craziest, man.
Mostly.
You'll be very careful out there today. We're a terror alert orange. Which means something might go down somewhere in some way at some point in time. So it's on.
See that the humans remain entertained until the end.
It's our job.
Oh, good morning. It's your KCHW morning show. It is Thursday, September 26th. My voice went up high there for a second. I must be hitting puberty. We're here with Scott Allen and myself, Chuck Ritchie. Good morning.
It's about time.
Good morning.
Is that your Peter Brady impersonation?
Us young men, we go through a time in our life, and yeah, you know.
And you've been through it now 3 times,
right? 3 times this morning already.
All right. Well, good morning, Chuck.
Good morning. It's a crispy one out there this morning after a raging windstorm yesterday. I don't know if you saw the news or anything around here, but it was a wild one yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
We had there was flash flooding in Spokane. Major windstorms, power down yesterday for about 30,000 people between Deer Park and Spokane. Yeah, crazy windstorm yesterday. It didn't last very long, about an hour or two. Blew right through, but yeah, Spokane, I think they got a little worse than we did here, but I haven't seen wind like that here in a long time.
So Tuesday, Val told, when I was doing weather, she said there's supposed to be a windstorm, and I looked at it and it said 15 miles an hour. So I'm guessing it was way more than 15 miles an hour.
It was. I think there was about a 15 to 20 mile an hour sustained winds with some pretty heavy gusts that were a little stronger than were expected.
Oh, wow. All right. I'm a little, looking at the meters, I'm a lot hotter than you if you want to boost your mic a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I'd appreciate it. You're a little quiet on my end.
Okay. Oh.
As we zoom back and forth. Speaking of that, Chuck, can I do an insult joke? I saw this and I thought it'd be perfect for this morning.
Oh, please. Insult away.
Are you sure? Because I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Oh, I don't have those anymore, Scott.
I told her, I did it to Sammy and she said, Dad, that's really mean.
Aw.
All right, so I'm just prefacing that, and I don't mean it, okay?
They're just
All
jokes.
Right?
They're just jokes, man.
All right, so I'm going to do some warm-up dad jokes before we get to the big one, okay? All right, first one for you, Chuck. What's green, furry, has 4 legs, and if it fell out of a tree would kill you? Green, furry, 4 legs, fell out of a tree, it would kill you.
I don't know, Scott. What is it?
A pool table.
How is that insulting?
All right, I've been changing over here on the East Coast. I now have the heart of a lion.
The what?
The heart of a lion.
Oh, the heart of a lion. I thought you said hard Hawaiian. I was like, what in the world is that?
We'll just end that joke right there.
Yeah.
No, I have the heart of a lion now and a lifetime ban from the Baltimore Zoo.
Oh.
This one's for you, Chuck. What kind of exercise do lazy people do?
I don't know. What kind?
Diddly squats.
That's my favorite kind.
More?
Yeah, keep going. Keep them coming.
All right, my new buddy over here in Maine has a trophy wife, but evidently not for first place.
Wow. She's a consolation prize.
I have kleptomania, but when it gets bad, I take something for it.
My doctor said I should take something.
Yep. All right. This dude said to me, I'm going to attack you with the neck of a guitar. And I said, is that a fret?
I like that.
Yesterday, I ran into the postman. He told me he was taking off for Spain for a week and to watch my mail. I asked him if he was headed to Barcelona. He didn't even laugh. He didn't say nothing. He just kind of looked at me like, really? It's a good joke. Barcelona? Get it? Maybe he laughed when he got back into the little truck.
I always like if I see like the post office or the UPS and the FedEx guys, I always like fight, and they never do, never have. Yep.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. I bought the world's worst thesaurus yesterday, Chuck. Not only is it terrible, it's terrible.
It's horrible, atrocious.
No, it's a bad one. Just terrible.
Oh, just terrible. Yeah, that is bad.
All right. Next time you do something wrong, Chuck, remember there's no I in denial.
Yes, there is.
No, I in denial. And the big one I've been waiting for, looking at your face on Zoom, Chuck, is like reading in a car.
Yeah.
It's all right for 10 minutes, and then I start to feel sick.
Oh. I get the same thing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I saw
Little weather.
I saw an interesting fact the other day. Actually, it goes around watching yourself in the mirror. If you look at yourself continuously for more than 10 minutes in the mirror, and this isn't even a joke. This is actually true. Your brain starts distorting reality around your own facial features and your own face. You start to see movement that isn't there, and they say that's where a lot of the myths of like the Bloody Marys and all the things about looking in the mirror come from people staring in their mirror too long, and your brain starts playing tricks on your eyes, and you start to see weird things.
Chuck, that's mushrooms.
Oh, okay. I'll have to remember that next time. Oops.
All right. Weather 70 today, mostly sunny. Wind just 5 to 10 miles an hour, but don't quote me on that. 48 and a few clouds overnight.
Chevy Equinox EV. You can wake up.
Is that me?
I think, I don't know. It must have been because it just stopped.
Yeah, it's because I went over.
Oh, I bet you. No, it was the ad. I bet you from the weather page.
Yep. That's exactly what it was.
All right. I didn't mute it, but it muted itself. So
yeah, good.
Cool. All right. Let's back up now. Friday, 77 and 45, sunny skies, partly cloudy for the weekend. 80 on Saturday, 49 for an overnight low. Sunday, 72 and 37. Back to the sunshine for Monday with a high of 71. And here comes Chuck Ritchie with what we're eating for breakfast and lunch, at least the kids.
Right. So one thing before we get going here, we did learn, if you hadn't tuned in last week, they have for the breakfast menu, they have what was a banana split, and we were always wondering what the banana split was.
Yes.
For one, I was right. It was yogurt with bananas and cherries.
Okay.
In the form of a split. But they don't do them anymore because they weren't very popular. So now they're replaced with a fruit parfait.
Oh.
Yeah. So for today, for breakfast, they have a cold variety cereal, no longer the banana split, the fruit parfait, breakfast smoothie, a variety of bagels, super bakery bread. We should get a sound effect for that one. Super bakery bread.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's super bakery bread. Like that?
Exactly. Bacon, egg, and cheese croissant, apple cinnamon French toast. And for lunch, we have, what day is it today? It is the 26th. We have a club sandwich, fresh French fries. I almost said fresh fries. And veggies and fruit.
All right.
So yesterday we had Jason Perrins, the superintendent, on the morning show with us.
Okay.
And we asked because we've noticed this year the school lunch menu and breakfast menu has really sort of gotten a big boost. Yeah, everything sounds so good. And they've been working on it for a couple of years with the previous person in charge of the kitchen. They got this program started. They've really made an effort to increase the quality of the food the kids are getting and really start actually providing them with real menus and variety of stuff and really getting creative with it. So
you won't need mom's nasty sack lunch.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff. And he was actually saying because of it, the school lunch participation, people not bringing their own food but eating the school lunch menus has increased, I think he said, by about 30%. So so huge difference.
Wow.
They're doing pretty awesome over there.
I want to eat at school, Mom.
I know, right?
Because they're making a parfait.
Right? I just want to say, though, for the record, with the yogurt banana split, I was right. That's all. That's really all that matters.
All right, taking a look at that community calendar for today. A lot of stuff going on. Senior citizens playing bunco, and this happens on the second and fourth Thursday of the month from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. At the Chewelah Senior Center. So some games this morning, always fun. Then the food bank is open from 10 to 2. And then tonight at the Chewelah Center for the Arts, it's Spokane Salish Cultural Day.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So I've got, do you have the poster for that up?
I do not. So
okay,
go ahead. I figured from yesterday you'd have some information because I knew Sharon had sent me an email on it. So
yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that starts at 6 p.m. At the Indian Agency Cabin for a presentation and tour. Then at 6:30, everyone's moving to the museum where they have a display and a presentation of Native American a presentation of Native American collection Beading by Leona Stanger. She's doing a presentation there. Then at 7 p.m. it moves to the Chihuahua Center for the Arts for a presentation on tribal history with some social time and refreshments.
Very cool.
So I believe it's all free, and it's a good informative look into our local history.
Nice.
So cool stuff there. Yeah.
All sponsored by the Chihuahua Center for the Arts, the Mesquite Cafe, the casino, the hotel, Spokane Tribe of Indians, and the Stevens County Historical Society and the Indian Agency Cabin. So a lot of groups coming together to make this happen. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a cool event. They've been doing this for a while now every year, and I think before it was only available to the students. And there have been Sharon was saying there's a lot of call for this. A lot of people saying, well, they'd really love to participate, but it was just for the kids, and now they've opened it up this year to the public because a lot of other people wanted to participate.
All right.
So,
all right.
So good stuff.
Very nice. All right. Moving along on that camber on the calendar. Actually, it just popped close on me, Chuck. Can you take over?
Yeah. So for singers out there, Craig Meyer Karaoke is going to be at the Oasis from 8:30 to 11:30. That's our very own Craig McQuain going to be running that. Tomorrow morning, the Chihuahua Chamber of Commerce meeting at the casino from 7 to 8 a.m. An adult. Oh, sorry. Pardon me. I had a chewable vitamin before the show started, and it's getting in my throat. So, gotta take my vitamins. And then adult pickleball from 9 a.m. to 11:30 at the golf course, and of course the farmers market tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 3:30. I'll be there selling kazoos for the kazoo parade.
Okay.
We've got some more information about that. So those kazoos are also a raffle ticket. There's a number on the bottom. We've got a number of great prizes coming from local businesses, and some local artists that we're going to be giving away throughout the day. We've got ski lift tickets. We've got gift certificate for local restaurants. A couple of art pieces that we're going to give away. Really fun stuff that we're going to be doing all the way during breaks in between bands. Then we're also at 5:30. We're going to meet in front of the main stage for a kazoo parade. We've got a local musician that's going to give everyone a quick demonstration and teach us a couple songs, and then we're going to go march around the parade. The fairgrounds, not fairgrounds, festival grounds. Thank you. And also the winner of the business that sells the most kazoos will be getting a free month of sponsorship right here on KCHW.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So very, very cool stuff. Very cool
right.
stuff. All right. Cool. Then on Sunday, the Blues and Brews Jam is going to be happening at the Fired Up Pizza, where they invite you to bring your acts and join the jam. There's a whole bunch of local musicians. The Dinosaurs are hosting that, which is involves the whole McQuain family and a bunch of other local musicians.
And Dino.
Yep.
And Dino.
I love that guy. He's great.
All right.
Yeah. That gets us through the next week.
All right, and then the big weekend next. We not a lot happening this weekend, but next weekend there is, right? Because it is the Fall Festival, correct?
Yes, Fall Festival. That's happening October 5th. It starts at 10 a.m. with the car show happening over behind the McCunn Gallery. Then at 11:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. there's actually going to be a presentation by the mayor. We're going to do a little ceremony at the beginning. Live music all day. There's going to be a beer garden. There's a beer festival or a beer competition happening. There's going to be the Firefighter Olympics starting at noon in the park, which is a really cool event. You'll notice if you go around town, all the boots are out, the firefighter boots, raising money for the local fire departments. They're going to be doing the Olympics in the park, and I believe they're going to be running about an hour and a half, 2 hours in the park. And then they'll move everything back over to the main stage here downtown.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've actually never gone to the Firefighter Olympics before. I don't know if I'll be able to make it over. I'll be busy here at the festival happening. But yeah, really cool stuff. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
So now on your kazoos, they all have a number on the bottom, and that is a raffle number.
Yes.
So you buy your kazoo. There's going to be that parade that day.
Yep.
What's the raffle for?
So the raffle, we have a number of prizes from local businesses. Like I said, we've got some gift cards for restaurants, some art pieces, some other stuff. We've got a lot of pledges for people saying that they're going to donate stuff, but I haven't picked those items up yet, so I don't know what we're going to get. So we're going to get some
surprise.
But I know they're all going to be cool stuff. So
and we'll unveil those next week.
And you do you do need to be present to win. So we'll be calling those numbers off, and if you have your kazoo with you with that number on them, then come on up to the main stage and collect your prize, and we'll be calling numbers out until somebody comes up to get a prize.
All right.
So
I've got a couple off of our calendar. This one kind of important. It's happening at the Chihuahua Food Bank on Thursday, October 3rd. So next Thursday, correct?
Yep.
So this is a time when you could actually show up and finish a review. If you have paperwork to drop off and you're looking for food stamps or any kind of assistance, you can request an EBT card for those food stamps. And that'll be happening at the Senior Center. If you need more information, WashingtonConnection.org. ID vouchers also available, and that'll happen in conjunction with the food bank next Thursday between 10 and 2. And then Sister Val, she's not really a sister. I mean, she's my sister, but she's not, like a Catholic sister. But my sister Val on October, far from it, actually. My sister Val, October 3rd from 10 to 2. No, I got that one's wrong. Sorry, that's the wrong date. Ignore what I just said.
Okay.
This is coming up, the Deer Park Eagles. They're looking, they've got all the vendors set for this. They were looking for vendors we announced last week, but they are having kind of a fair and a fundraiser, and they're going to have a ton of vendors at the Eagles at 12 West South Avenue in Deer Park. That is October 12th from 10 to 4. All right. If you like to go hit those vendors and see arts and crafts, and if you want to catch up with Val from the morning show, she'll be there selling her artwork too. So there you go.
Very cool. I love her. If you ever see us at the Friday market or at an event, our donation jar is actually one of her vases that she's painted.
Ooh,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Taking a look at the Yahoo Yodel. These are just short news stories you might need to know. A lot of talk about Hurricane Helene, now projected to intensify to a Category 4 by the time it makes landfall. They're saying this is going to be one of the biggest storm surges Florida's seen in a very, very long time, up to 20 feet in coastal areas. This is gonna do some damage, and that brought to mind, how insurance companies are fleeing from Florida because this is like it happens. Well, I mean, what do they usually get? Two hurricanes a year?
Yeah, it seems to be a thing, and people still continue to build homes there.
Yeah. So I'm sure this is going to cause more problems for people that live there and insurance needs. Thousands of Floridians have already been forced to evacuate amid threats of the flooding and power outages. Helene is projected to weaken after landfall, but continue to have wide-reaching impacts. Hurricane is forecast to pass through Alabama and Georgia before continuing through Tennessee and into the Midwest with lots of rain. Experts say people under severe weather alerts should have their shelter-in-place, communication, and evacuation plans set. Moving along this morning, Caitlin Clark's rookie season came to an end after the Indiana Fever lost to Connecticut Sunday, the Connecticut Sun, 87-81 in the WNBA playoffs, but not before notching another rookie record into the history books. A government shutdown has been averted. Congress voted to approve a stopgap spending bill that will keep the federal government funded until December 20th. I'm so tired of hearing about these. Just work together a little better.
Right. Can we just stop reporting it? Because it seems like it happens every time. At this point, it's just how the government works.
It reminds me of the days of Bush Jr.
You'll be very careful out there today. We're a terror alert orange, which means something might go down somewhere in some way at some point in time. So look sharp.
Yes.
You gotta,
Israel.
You got to wonder, though, on the reporting of that. Is it really, I mean, technically by approving a budget, don't they avert a shutdown just by the approval of the budget? I mean, so isn't that just how the process works?
I think so.
I guess. I don't know. They like to over-dramatize it, I think.
Exactly. That's why I played that drop.
Right. Right.
All right. Israel has rejected calls from the U.S. and its allies for a 21-day ceasefire with Hezbollah and Lebanon. Rumor has it that Hezbollah has like 100,000 rockets stored up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't know if that's true, but I heard that yesterday and I went, that's a little excessive. All right. Head of the FFA warned senators that it would take years to correct Boeing's quality failures. Survey in May showed many employees felt pressure to prioritize production over quality. Now, going along with that, we know that there's two whistleblowers.
Yeah.
Two of them have died under mysterious circumstances. One saying it's a suicide, not a murder, but that can be faked, right? We've watched movies.
Yeah.
Now there's a third one who says he's scared for his life. He told Congress. The weird thing is, several newspapers have done stories into this, but there's no investigation that's being talked about. Where's the DOJ?
Yeah.
People are blowing the whistle. I mean, we passed this Whistleblower Protection Act a couple decades ago. And then anybody that blows the whistle either goes to jail or dies.
Or goes to Russia. Yeah.
So that's my question. This really bothers me. Why isn't Boeing being investigated? You have whistleblowers and they're dying. What's going on?
Yeah, there's something going, man. Yeah, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to be a whistleblower, Scott. But I don't know any information.
Theories.
Right. Yeah, something that company, man. Woo, they're in trouble.
I'm not scared. I put myself out there.
And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives.
That's right. That's what my ex-wives say.
And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives.
All right. Mass Singer premiered last night, if you're into that kind of stuff. Also, Nobody Wants This, a new Netflix rom-com series starring Kristen Bell and Adam Brody, dropped overnight. In the baseball, the A's play their final game in Oakland against the Rangers at 3:37 Eastern today on the Major League Baseball app. And it's a big day for medical dramas. 911, Dr. Odyssey, and Grey's Anatomy, all premiering tonight on ABC, beginning at 8 p.m. And in football, Cowboys play the Giants at 8:15 Eastern on Prime Video. There you go.
Speaking of Nobody Wants This.
Oops.
I will have to qualify because it threw me off a little bit. The name of the TV show is Nobody Wants This. You weren't saying that nobody wants a new comedy with Kristen Bell and Adrian Brody.
Correct.
Just saying.
Correct. All right. Thanks for clarifying that because it's probably a little confusing.
Because I thought you were like, well, nobody wants this, but there's this comedy, and I'm like, well, I like Kristen Bell.
What a way to stay on top of things, Chuck.
No, thank you.
Here, particularly me. I'd like to buy you a drink and shake your hand.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. I could use a drink. It's a little early today, but let's wait till the break.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's move along this morning. Bits and breaks. We always start off with the quick joke, and here comes Chuck Ritchie.
Oh, Scott. So we have I don't have a quick joke. Yes, I do. I was scrolling
Yes, you
down.
do. Sorry, there's some stuff there for later at the top, so you could find it easy.
Everything you're out of order, sir.
I am. But see, every time I put the like, there's a couple extra wacky stories for Odd News today, and just for information for every time I put them at the bottom of our bits, Chuck forgets them.
I do. I always forget it. So that's okay.
So I put them at the top today, and that threw him.
Hey, Scott.
Yes.
I got a quick joke for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So a man goes into a drugstore, asks the pharmacist if he can give him something for the hiccups. The pharmacist promptly reaches out and whack, slaps the man in the face. What the heck did you do that for? The man asks. The guy says, well, you don't have the hiccups anymore, do you? The guy says, no, but my wife out in the car still does.
Get to come outside with me. All right, Chuck, I went to the doctor recently. He said, don't eat anything fatty. And I said, what, like bacon and burgers? And he said, no, fatty, don't eat anything.
I hate it when my doctor says that to me. Wow.
All right, 4 things you didn't know yesterday with Chuck.
All righty. So 4 things. Your world record for the most people opening canned beverages at the same time. This seems like a weird one to even try to figure out, but okay. 2,344.
That's like 2,344 all at the same time?
Yeah. Do they have to be like exactly at the same time? Is somebody watching every one of those people?
I would think so. Yeah. But could you imagine the mist over the crowd from all the
I bet you that was loud. Wow.
I bet it was.
It's estimated there are about 20 million camels in the world.
That seems like a few too many.
Right? It takes...
methane. I get it.
That's what's going on. It takes between 8 and 9 minutes for light to get from the sun to the earth. Mm-hmm.
That seems a little fast.
And this one, I've actually heard this one before. The first soup, and we are coming into soup season, by the way. The first soup was made from hippo meat around 8,000 years ago.
Okay.
And someone sent me yesterday, I believe it was Paula from the Wednesday and Friday morning show, a new holiday idea where we pick a day once a year. We all make soup, and then we go around similar to Halloween, knocking on everybody's door in the neighborhood with our bowl, holding our bowl out to try everybody's soup. A great new fall holiday. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I kind of like that just because of the camaraderie thing, but at the same time, somebody's going to get food poisoning.
Have you seen some people's kitchens?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Matt checking in this morning. Thank you, Matt.
Good morning, Matt.
He keeps checking in because I told him he should be doing a radio show.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Is he here in Chihuahua?
I'm hoping Chuck will sing this morning. So I came up with this, and this is something for Facebook.
Okay.
And Matt, if you could do this, maybe we could pull you in to actually sing it. But I'm looking for, and you can post on Facebook if you can do this. And, we have a number we could probably give you where you could call into the show on the fly.
Oh.
And sing. Okay. So what song can you sing without a single mistake? All right, Chuck, do you have a song you can sing without a single mistake?
Oh, I do have a couple. But
all right.
Do you want me to sing them on the air?
Maybe just prove it by singing a couple bars of the song without a mistake.
Ooh, one that I always do. It's sort of my go-to karaoke song.
Okay.
It's "Loser" by Beck.
Ooh, that one's got
one...
some dirty words in it, though, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Should I sing them or just say them?
What do you want to do?
I don't know, because the song goes in the time of chimpanzees. I was a monkey with butane in my veins and masticate the junkie. See, now that I'm saying it, not singing it, I can't do it.
Okay.
Wait. See, now I'm on the spot and I can't do it.
Oh.
With butane in my veins, in the time of chimpanzees, I was a monkey. Butane in my veins. Oh gosh. See, I failed. I failed hard.
Yeah.
With the plastic eyeballs, spray paints and vegetables, dog food skulls with a beefcake pantyhose, kill the headlights and put it in neutral, stock car flaming with the loser in the cruise control, babies in Reno with the vitamin D, got a couple of couches, sleep on the love seat, some keep saying I'm insane to complain about a shotgun wedding and a stain on my shirt. Don't believe everything that you breathe, you get a parking violation and a maggot on your sleeve, so shave your face with some mace in the dark, saving all your food stamps, burning down a trailer park. Yo, cut it. See, there you go.
There you go. All right. See, I don't know, long-term loss of short-term memory. I've never been able to I can sing along, but to memorize lyrics to a song. And then you take somebody like Doug McQuain. I remember years ago, I had him come into the studio on the morning show and just jack his keyboard into the system and told him I just wanted him to sing a few songs. We ended up going for an hour. And how do you he's got to have a repertoire of like over 1,000 songs in his brain.
At least.
That he knows all the lyrics to. How do you do that? It's amazing to me.
Musicians in general, it's not even just it's the lyrics, it's the notes, it's the, in the case of guys like Doug and Craig and everybody, not just the song on one instrument, multiple instruments. They could switch and play. My brain doesn't function that way. I can't retain that much detail. Maybe it's muscle memory.
I refresh Facebook. I don't take anybody taking us up on an offer, so all the awards go to Chuck. Thank you, Chuck. I'll take a look back. Moving on this morning, hilariously wrong advice about dating and relationships. Now, Chuck, you haven't had to worry about this in forever, but I have to struggle with it all the time. So these are hilariously wrong dating and relationship advice from the internet. The first one posted said, "If you complain, men will leave you. Thanks, Mom. I'll just sweep all of our problems under the rug and see how that goes." Next person said, "My parents fought a lot when I was growing up, even threw things and hit each other.
Ooh.
And when I introduced him to my boyfriend after dating him for 3 years, my mom pulled me to the side and told me to not leave him if he ever hit me because you've got very lucky with him."
Oh, that's really bad advice.
That's really bad advice. More? Yes. My divorced father told me women like getting treated poorly. Ignore them and talk down to them. They will be begging for it.
Oh, wow.
This advice is really bad.
My wife just woke up and hit me remotely just for listening to that one.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Wow.
Here's a parent that told the kid, if it's meant to be, it's effortless. And then the kid says, nope, communication takes effort and skill from all parties involved. This lady, I like what she posted. Hilariously wrong dating advice. Literally anything said by an alpha male.
You know, have you ever met somebody that refers to themselves as an alpha male?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chances are you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody respects you.
The last one, I was told by my boyfriend's own sister to just get off birth control and baby trap him.
Oh.
Wow. All right. Really bad advice.
That's all terrible advice. Wow. Don't do any of that.
Chuck's gotten over it, but when he first started in radio, Chuck had a problem with nerves. He'd get really, really nervous. And
I did a little bit, yeah.
95% of us get nervous when we hear the phrase, Chuck, we need to talk.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah?
We need to talk.
No. I'm busy. I have to leave right after the show, Chuck. All right. So here's Chuck with phrases that make him nervous.
Yeah. So these are some other ones. I don't like any of these. One of them, hey, can you call me? Or even worse, you get the text. I need you to call me.
They want something, and you don't know if you want to be given something.
9 times out of 10, it's just like, hey, I want to talk about something, and I don't want to text. But put that in your text. Say like, hey, I got XYZ I want to talk to you about. Can you call me?
Yes.
But no, not just call me. Ooh. All right. This next one. Hey, honey, I was going through our credit card statement and ...
Ooh.
That's a bad one. Yeah. When your boss comes by your cubicle, says, hey, I need to see you in my office.
Oh.
Ooh. That's never good. That's never good.
Never good. All right, this is the kind of bosses that I like.
Great job, team. Head back to base for debriefing and cocktails.
That's the way we do it at KCHW.
That's right. Like I said last week, the cocktails come before the debriefing, though. So,
ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. Had to milk that one again.
All right, me and Chuck are going to share these. We've got a big list of big things that make bigger better. That's right, big vacations, something big. Here are a few big ideas. First one, the world's largest beer.
Ooh.
Drive past Hillman's Brewery in La Crosse to see the world's largest beer, part of the world's largest six-pack. Could this be anywhere else but Wisconsin? Probably not.
No.
Well, in the state, visit the world's largest talking cow, Nellisville, world's largest penny at Woodruff, and the largest M in Plattsville.
What a thing to be known for. And you don't even have an M in the name of your town.
What's the M for? It's Wisconsin. Maybe they just made the W upside down.
Maybe. It blew over in a windstorm.
Yeah.
Maybe it stands for mediocre.
Oh.
Ooh. I didn't say that out loud. Sorry, Platteville. You're wonderful. We love you.
What do you got, Chuck?
The largest lobster. That's in New Brunswick, Canada. Citizens claim that they claim the title of the lobster capital of the world, rather, with their 35-foot statue of a lobster. The largest lobster ever recorded was caught in Nova Scotia, weighing, get this, 44 pounds.
It's like I was gonna say man-eating, but more like child-eating lobster.
Aren't the usual lobsters you get at the store or at the market? They're what, maybe 2 or 3 pounds?
Yeah.
What is a 44-pound lobster? I remember when the story came out. It was just a few years ago. What on earth? That's the size of a dog, and not a small one.
I had a friend come to visit a few weeks ago and took them out to eat for lobster, and they weren't ready for being having a tray set in front of you, a plastic tray with edges, mind you, like a giant Tupperware thing, with an entire huge, like 3-4 pound lobster in it that you have to deal with by hand. And it was funny. His wife just kind of sat there for 5 minutes staring at it. I mean, you get everything. Its little eyes are still looking at you. You got to break it apart, bust it all. It's a lot of work.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right, the largest velvet Elvis. The Tattoo Factory in Chicago. The largest velvet Elvis stands 12 foot by 12 foot and is pictured with a tear in his eye, possibly from the thought of having been immortalized on velvet.
Ironically, the second largest is tattooed on me.
Ooh,
guess
you
where?
got an Elvis tattoo?
No, I don't. I definitely do not have an Elvis tattoo.
So one time for a highlight, I was DJing a party at a park I managed years ago. It was mostly elderly people. So I came out dressed as Elvis. I was like the smallest Elvis ever. And I got up on a counter and I started dancing for all the elderly people. And what do you think the old ladies did?
Did they start dancing with you? Or did they make cross signs and hiss at you?
No, they started dancing with me.
Were they getting handsy?
They were getting handsy.
Wow.
They got so handsy. By the time the bit was over and I went back to change into my street clothes, I had $30 in my jumpsuit.
Ooh. And the ghost of Elvis was quoted as saying, "And I shall call him Mini-Me."
Mini-Me.
This next one here, the biggest high school is in Manila, Philippines. If you think you have a large graduating class, so do the nearly, get this, 25,000 students at Rizal High School in Manila, Philippines.
Wow.
We had 800 in my graduating class, and every time I talk to somebody, they talk about how big that is. That's 25,000 is insane.
Crazy.
Wow.
All right, the largest home, Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. The world's largest private home is open for tours and special events year-round. Biltmore Estate is George W. Vanderbilt's palatial home. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Built in the 1890s. Largest home.
I've been there, actually.
Really?
It didn't stay there. It was a little out of our price range. It's really expensive, but you can stay there. Yeah. And then the tallest roller coaster is in Jackson, New Jersey. The Six Flags Great Adventure is the home of Kingda Ka. That's a steel roller coaster standing a frightening 456 feet in the air. It opened in 2005, beating the second highest Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. I remember when this was built. It was a big deal.
Wow.
Kingda Ka.
456 feet tall. That's crazy.
Are you a roller coaster guy? Do you like them?
I do. I love roller coasters.
Have you been on the Kingda Ka?
I have not.
No.
I have not.
I'm not a fan. I don't like the way that you go, like, it feels like you're gonna get pushed out all the time, and I've never been in a real one though. I've never been in a really big one. I've always been too scared. I do the little kid ones, and they scare me because they don't seem safe.
So we were at Disneyland, and my daughter Sammy had a night. We were getting in early, right, when they used to do those passes you could buy where you could get in an hour early before the crowds. And each day they open a section of Disneyland, just a section open, or California Adventure. That's where we were, and they opened the section that has Mickey's roller coaster where you go upside down in his ears and stuff. And so my daughter had this plan the night before. We are going to go on that roller coaster, and that's all we're going to do. We're just going to, for that first hour, we're just going to keep riding that roller coaster because she loved it. And we were the only ones, I mean, maybe 4 people there, 5 people. So you could go on the roller coaster, get off, cut through the line, get back on the roller coaster, go again. How many times do you think she made it before she got sick?
3.
4, but pretty close. She made
Wow.
it 4 times, and then she was like, I was feeling it too, but she was the shade of green, and we needed to set for about 20 minutes.
I
yeah.
remember being at Disneyland with my grandma, and the little leisurely ride where you're in the boat, and you go. It's on a track. You're not actually driving the boat. My grandma got seasick on that boat, and vomited in the water on the Disney ride the whole time.
Oh.
Yeah, from like almost the minute we got in the boat. She started. I thought she was joking. She's like, "Oh, you're making me seasick," and I was like, very funny, Grandma." And then let her rip for the rest of the ride, and that's not a ride you can stop and get off of. Poor thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Men are dangerous, Chuck. You know that, right? We're dangerous.
We're a dangerous crew.
All right. Here are, let's see, like 8 items that prove men are dangerous. Chuck, go first, and we'll go back and forth.
All right. So we exceed the speed limit. 84% of us.
84% of the time we're exceeding the speed limit.
Say that 10 times really fast. Exceed the speed.
No.
Exceed the speed.
No.
Exceed the speed, Scott. Are you a speeder?
Can
you say that on the radio?
5 miles.
I don't know if it's true or not. My dad is a retired police officer, so I figure I have it on pretty decent authority that there's like an 8-mile rule where they'll kind of, depending on what else is going on, where I don't want to say, I'm not endorsing this, but the rumor is there's about an 8-mile-an-hour sort of leeway. So I usually set my cruise control about 7 miles over. But I shouldn't say
they
that.
They say
out
it's
loud.
10 here in Maine, but I don't trust that. Since I don't live in Chihuahua anymore, my favorite thing to do back when I had that Firebird with the big wide tires was what do they call that racing the kids do in their little sports cars? Drift racing.
Oh.
So my favorite thing to do was wait till all the cops were at Spoko, and then go drift race in downtown Chihuahua. Especially if there's a little rain on the ground with those big tires. Never got caught. I don't know if anybody ever called the police on me, but I was, I figured I had 5 minutes.
I like to pretend to do it in my Prius, and then it becomes more of a comedy act. Yeah, get some good laughs.
Wish this car would slide. Why won't this car slide? In order for your car to slide, Chuck, you'll have to grease those squirrels.
I used to have my favorite car I've ever owned was an old '78 Dodge van, one of those little short wheelbase, the whole engine was like bored out, and it was this guy that I bought it from had really done a lot of work on this engine, really souping it up. The thing was insane. And yeah, I'd pull up. Outside of it was rusty and beat up. It didn't look like much. But man, people would like point and laugh or whatever, and you get up on a red light and start revving your engine, and they'd laugh at you. I would beat sports cars, Corvettes, all kinds of stuff off the line, and people had no idea. I could smoke the tires in that thing, spin donuts. Yeah.
See, more proof that men are dangerous.
Yeah.
Number 2, 72% of us eat while we're driving. These are really high numbers.
Who doesn't eat while they drive? I mean, fast food's not good by the time you get at home. You have to eat it right there.
That's right.
Yeah. You're not going to sit in the parking lot and eat it like some kind of monster. Yeah.
No.
Social pariah.
Uh-huh.
All right. 68% of us, this is one I try not to do, use our phone while driving. And that to me is right up there with drunk driving. That's not, maybe back in the day. Yeah. Before all the studies came out, before all the, but lately, no, don't. And the ticketing for that is severe, and they will pull you over if they see you on your phone.
All right, you said that's akin to drunk driving, but then you said you do it sometimes.
No, I said I did. Back in the day. No. Before all the information came out about how dangerous it truly is, and the numbers came out about how many accidents are actually caused by people on their phones.
I know, it was just a vocal faux pas. I just thought I'd pick on you. I'm sorry. All right, how many guys will run a red or a yellow light? 59%. I think that one's high.
Oh, well, in the words of was it Jeff or Bo Bridges, in Starman, green light means go, red light means stop, yellow means go very fast. Yeah.
Danger. Press it.
Yeah.
All right. I think you're next.
Oh, this next one here. Who does this? Reading while driving.
34%. So that one's kind of low, but you have to read while driving. There's road signs. There's your speedometer.
That's true. I think that's sort of akin to...
So that the phone works its way in there.
Right. It's posted on social media.
So I have this one. It's very bad. So I guess my car is so old that it's got like Bluetooth 5.0.
Your car is new enough to have Bluetooth?
No, it's like 5.5 or something like that. So when I'm getting GPS directions, there's a lag. And by the time the voice starts coming out the speakers, I've missed the first sentence. So there are so many times where I have to look at the GPS because I only got half of what she said.
Oh, yeah.
That's really dangerous. All right. Enough said.
Mine, if I'm sitting still in park, always, of course, if I'm watching a video, there's a lag. So none of the voices ever match up when I have it on Bluetooth through my it's kind of annoying.
Watching videos while driving. I like that.
Yeah.
How about driving without a seatbelt fastened? 28%. I don't really see that. I see that as a little high too.
Yeah. I don't know about your car. My car is relentless. If you're driving without a seatbelt, it is so annoying. It'll get louder and faster, the beeps, the longer you go without your seatbelt, to the point where you absolutely just cannot stand it, and you put your seatbelt on just to get it to shut up. Yep. Which you should do anyway. But
what else you got?
The last one here, turned without using a signal, 26%.
You know that jumps to like 66% for cops?
Ooh. I used to have a roommate never use his turn signal. Drove me absolutely insane.
Dangerous.
Yeah. He's like, well, nobody's right behind me, so I don't need it. Like, yeah, you need it. Just use it, because then what happens? You don't get in the habit of using it, and then when you actually need it, you'll forget to use it.
That's right.
It's just muscle memory to me. I just turn it on before I turn. I know.
Yep. All right. And the last one was driven aggressively at 23% of us. And I think that's startlingly low. I drive aggressively every time I'm in the car. Just saying.
I think that's low. Although, again, in a Prius, you try to drive aggressively, people kind of laugh at you.
Look, he's trying to drive aggressively in his Prius. All right. Almost time for break. We got a couple minutes. That means Chuck's in trouble.
Uh-oh.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
That's me.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions.
It's you.
I want to have them answered immediately.
Who dares enter the sacred and awesome presence of the everlasting know-it-all?
Yeah. All right, so easy to be on this side of this,
right? You know, I that's one thing I do like about hosting the shows on other mornings, because I get to ask the questions.
Ooh, yeah. All right. New York City makes $500 million every year from what? Your hint is people do not like it.
Making fake apples. No.
Fake apples?
No. People don't like it. They make tickets. The police
tickets.
Police tickets.
I'll give you that. Tickets, parking tickets.
Okay, there we go.
New York's really big on parking tickets.
Oh, I can imagine. They probably make a lot of money that way.
I would think so. So. What did they say there? Yeah, $500 million a year from parking tickets.
That's cool. Chihuahua only makes half of that.
Yeah, you have to keep up your game, Chihuahua. According to a survey, 70% of dog owners do this every year.
Celebrate their dog's birthday or Christmas.
Yeah, birthday. We'll take that. All right. 10% of Americans claim they give out what at Halloween?
10%. So I'm guessing these are people that will get their house toilet papered or egged or somehow vandalized. No. Or is it? Oh, this is a good thing. So probably whole candy bars.
Whole candy bars. These questions this morning way too easy.
We decided last year to give out whole candy bars. I don't know if we're going to do it again. It was great. We had a good time doing it, but man, it was expensive.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Probably. You want to say how much it cost you?
Probably a couple $100 in candy.
All right.
Yeah.
Run out early?
Actually, we didn't. We didn't even give them all away. We had a whole bunch of Milky Ways left over at the end. Okay. Or no, three Musketeers, because those are the ones that are just the plain boring ones that nobody likes. Yeah, Milky Way at least has caramel.
Just say. Chuck, you get to take us into the break with answer wrong and win, so no pressure. except they have to be really funny.
Okay, this is a lot of pressure, Scott.
That's a lot of pressure.
I don't know if I can handle this.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. All right, first one. Buzz Lightyear is the star of what film series?
The Terminator.
The Terminator.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
I couldn't say the first thing that came into my head, Scott.
What'd you say, Lightbeer? All right. Name something in the office you'd use to make copies.
My coffee cup.
Oh, I didn't say coffees. I said copies.
Okay. That was a lame answer. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's the next one.
Right?
It is. Something in the office you'd use to make copies. I can't think of nothing.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, your boss's cell phone. I don't know.
The silly putty in the cubicle next door.
Oh, but that's real. I mean, that's like an actual thing you could do.
Name something in the office you'd use to make coffee.
The copying machine. Yeah.
Good one.
Oh man, I could have done those. I could have just reversed that. Said the coffee machine and then the copying machine. Wow.
What equipment is used to help you land safely after jumping out of a plane?
That would be the flotation device on the airplane seat.
So glad you didn't say stewardess. And what liquid is poured into lawnmowers so they can run?
That would be coffee. Oh, wait, no, that is correct because I am the lawnmower. And coffee is what fuels me.
Okay.
So I don't think I get points for that one.
No. We'll give you some points anyways, though.
Yeah. Alcohol.
All right.
Cheap beer.
All right. Sure. All
I
right.
call that lawnmower beer.
Today, we'll go through birthdays.
Okay.
All right. Local birthdays, celebrity birthdays, a little bit of history. We've got some light news stories, and we wrap it all up with odd news. But you do have to stay right here on Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7, and we're right back.
See that the humans remain entertained until the end.
We'll do our best.
All right.
Come on, Chuck. You can't just swim, eat grapes, and play around all the time.
I have something to say. It's better to burn out than to fade away.
Some of us here, particularly me, would like to buy you a drink and shake your hand.
It's 8:18.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
And by
Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Welcome to 2024 Talks, where we're following our democracy in historic times.
I'm a very strong supporter of Israel. I make no bones about it. I said years ago I was a Zionist. All a Zionist means is that there needs to be an Israel.
President Joe Biden says all-out war is possible in the Middle East as conflict between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah escalates. But in remarks to the UN Tuesday, he said getting a ceasefire in Lebanon could also curb the fighting between Israel and Hamas. The war in Gaza is approaching its one-year anniversary. The House on Wednesday voted to avoid a government shutdown by approving a 3-month stopgap funding bill. Right-wing Texas Congressman Chip Roy was one of more than 80 Republicans voting no, saying Congress uses the calendar to dodge tough spending choices.
2 years ago, in 2022, a $1.7 trillion omnibus bill was passed when? December 23rd. That is not an accident. It's by design. It's on purpose.
The Senate passed the continuing resolution, delivering it to Biden's desk ahead of the September 30th deadline. The Republican Secretary of State and Attorney General are joining those opposed to a recent Georgia election board ruling. The rule, now being challenged in court, requires hand-counting ballots after the machine tally. David Becker with the Center for Election Innovation and Research says it's a bad idea because even under the best circumstances, human beings are not good at counting pieces of paper.
It's likely that those errors or perceptions of errors, which will be easily reconciled under pre-existing policies that Georgia had enacted, that those will fuel disinformation spread by the losing candidate.
Vice President Kamala Harris spoke in the former Rust Belt city of Pittsburgh on Wednesday. She says she wants tax credits for companies who add good union jobs in steel, iron, and manufacturing.
No one who grows up in America's greatest industrial or agricultural centers should be abandoned.
Harris said she wants education to shift from focusing on degrees towards more skill training, something she hopes gains traction with the private sector. Singer and rising pop star Chappell Roan took to TikTok to say she'll vote for Harris, but with deep reservations. Roan says she can't vote for former President Donald Trump, but is hardly happy with the Democrat.
Because there is no way I can stand behind some of the left's completely transphobic and completely genocidal views.
The nonprofit Haitian Bridge Alliance in Springfield, Ohio, has filed citizen criminal charges against Trump and his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. The group's Gerlin Joseph says they hold the candidates responsible for the chaos and threats to the community over the conspiracy theory that legal migrants are eating people's pets.
The disrespect that they continue to bring is just unacceptable.
I'm Alex Gonzalez for Pacific Network and Public News Service. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Don't forget, you can listen online too at kchw.org.
You know, I'm a voter. Aren't you supposed to lie to me and kiss my butt?
What happened
Please?
to the good old days of politics? Right? Oh.
Kissing babies, all that kind of stuff.
Right? Well, welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We are back for the second half, and we're going to kiss your butt, listener. No, we're not. No, we're probably
You're the
really
best
not.
listener.
Nobody has listeners better than us. KCHW
right,
has
that's
the
right.
best programming, the best listeners.
Yes.
Everything we do.
Yeah,
we're the best.
it's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah.
We can build the best programs. We'll build them for less money than anybody else. Well, that part is true. We have the lowest budget of any radio station.
Yep. Easy to support. All right, Chuck. Local birthdays. I'm excited to find out if anybody's having a birthday today in the big city of Chihuahua.
Well, you would be disappointed, Scott. Actually, I'm sure there are many people that have birthdays, but no birthdays are on the calendar. However, Cindy and John Wilmoth do have an anniversary today. So happy anniversary.
Just as good.
That's not
Yeah.
disappointing at all.
No, not at all.
That's wonderful.
You know, we love me see them around town. Hopefully they're holding hands and you point and laugh.
Yeah.
All right.
Let them know we love them.
We do have a full boat of celebrities, though.
We do.
Mary Beth Hurt from The World According to Garp, 78 today. Linda Hamilton from the Terminator films is 67.
I'll have to say one of my biggest crushes of all time, Linda Hamilton.
Yeah, I'm so wishing I wouldn't have watched Terminator Dark Fate
Yeah,
because it kind of ruined it for me.
it was good. I actually got to meet her. I actually had a really lovely conversation with her one time. Really great person. We were actually gonna hang out. I was gonna show her some sights around Anchorage, and then a bunch of people surrounded us and said, started wanting autographs and everything. She kind of gave me this like, "I'm sorry," look, and had to walk away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Not like a date or anything. Just like, hey, I was gonna exchange numbers and say, hey, if you're looking for a place to go or recommendations to eat or anything, And then, she got just surrounded by, it was at the airport, a bunch of people.
Were you married at the time, Chuck?
I was not.
Ooh. Oh, so yeah, I would have tried that too. Good job.
Right. No, we talked for.
Is this close to a date with Linda Hamilton?
I know, right? I think she was married though, so I wouldn't call it a date.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Melissa Sue Anderson, who played Mary Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie, 62 today. Jim Caviezel from The Sound of Freedom, Person of Interest, Passion of Christ is 56. Singer, actress Christina Milian, 43. Serena Williams, the tennis star, 43. Zoe Perry from Scandal and Young Sheldon, 41. And YouTuber Lily Singh is now 36. There you go. You're all caught up with celebrity birthdays, and Chuck takes us on to history.
Yeah, so in 1962, the Beverly Hillbillies premiered.
One of my favorite shows as a kid.
I
love that show.
That was one of those at Nick at Night. They would play the old black and white TV shows, and that was always one of my favorites. Loved it. And the movie that came out in the 90s was actually, I liked it. It was one of those that I watched over and over again. I thought it was fun. The album Abbey Road by the Beatles was released in 1969.
This day?
Yep. 1990, the Motion Picture Association of America announced that it had created a new rating, NC-17, and that was designed to bar moviegoers under 17 from certain films without the commercial stigma of the old X rating.
Okay.
So it's sort of in between R and X, I guess, right? That was a weird one. Do they still use that? I don't even know if they still use that.
I think they do.
Yeah. But the question is, have you ever seen a movie with that rating that's actually good?
With the NC-17?
Yeah. Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah. 2006 in Tyler, Texas, a 73-year-old used car salesman ended an argument with a customer by pulling out a machete and whacking him in the arm with it. Robert Parker was arrested on charge of aggravated assault after the incident. Then, according to police, Gerald Davis purchased a car from Time Auto Sales and returned it to the dealership to pick up his license plates. Oh no, he bought the car first, and that's when he returned is when the argument happened. Police say Davis and Parker began arguing about it, and eventually Parker produced the machete. And the police say they don't actually know what the argument was about. That's one of those. I was already in the middle of the story and I couldn't bail.
I wish I wouldn't have read that.
Yeah, and I should have bailed because not interesting or historically relevant.
All right.
Just saying. Then in 2012, an NFL referee lockout ended. Do you remember that? They got replacement referees during that period, didn't they? Or did they just not have games? I don't remember what happened. I remember it happening.
I think replacements. I think you're right.
Yeah. Then in 2016, maybe I shouldn't read this one. In the first presidential debate, Hillary Clinton faced Donald Trump at Hofstra University. It set the record as the most watched debate in American history with 84 million viewers.
Something I wish I could see, and I wish they would have had a camera right there, is I would have liked to see the surprised look on Hillary Clinton's face when she lost. I would have loved to be in a fly on the wall just to see her expression. He what?
I'll have to say that was one that would have been probably a silver lining to all of this to be able to see that.
Yeah. Should have seen the shock on my face the next morning.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
I was at a buffet with my family in the Tri-Cities when it was announced, and it was just the whole restaurant just turned into half of it was dead silent, the other half erupted into applause. It was an interesting, surreal moment. Yeah, and that was just at my table. Yeah.
Huh.
So in 2017, the video game Fortnite Battle Royale was released.
Never played it.
Yeah. That's one of those we have actually a copy of that. Never been opened. Still in the original plastic. Came with our PS4.
All right.
Yeah. 2023, the Hall of Fame third baseman Brooks Robinson, whose deft glove work and folksy manner made him one of the most beloved and accomplished athletes in history, in Baltimore anyway. He passed away. He was 86 years old. So a year ago today.
All right. Let's see. Special events, sometimes goofy holidays. First one is European Day of Languages. Okay.
What?
Just waiting. All right. Human Resource Professional Day. That's got to be a tough job. Of course, it is one of those jobs, though, where everyone is scared of you.
Right. That job has a lot of power. Ooh.
So Jet, my kind of son-in-law, started a new job, was getting toured with the human resources professional, and they came upon some people, two guys and a woman, sitting at a table where the one of the older gentlemen at the table sexualized the female employee in front of the human resources officer, and I guess he got in trouble.
Yeah.
But he did it in front of the human resources officer and a new hire. Bad idea.
Wow.
They have a tough job, though.
Well, to go back to earlier, someone that we need to see you in the office,
I'm sure he got that one.
That one is one that's worse than your boss saying, I need to see you in my office. When human resources call
definitely.
you. Ooh, that's never good.
All right, it's Johnny Appleseed Day. All right. It's Lumberjack Day. Mesothelioma Awareness Day. I almost got that word out perfectly.
That one is so hard to pronounce. Yeah.
Mesothelioma. I got it the first time.
Mesothelioma, I believe.
All right. Better Breakfast Day. Kind of like HR Compliance Officer Day. Dumpling Day. Get down on some dumplings.
Yeah.
My favorite pie on the planet, Key Lime Pie Day. A lot of people hate it. Delicious.
Oh, it is so good. And, really actually easy to make. Yeah.
Something Chuck suffers from, Situational Awareness Day. I think both of us have that problem.
I hear a lot. Read the room, Chuck. Read the room.
It's Remember Me Thursday, The Last of Us Day from that TV show, I'm guessing.
Good show.
And time to give a salute. It's World Maritime Day. There you go.
There you go. Do you know the number of the day?
Yes, please.
All right. That is 24,470. And that is the number of dairy farms in operation across the U.S.
You know what that makes me say?
Moo?
Got milk? Oh, so bad. So bad. So bad. All right. Moving on to news and nuggets. We've got a few stories from the lighter side before we hit odd news. Naomi Whitehead has turned 114 today. She's the second oldest person in the U.S., turned 114 today. She was born in Georgia and currently lives in Pennsylvania. Oldest living person in the U.S. is Elizabeth Francis, who's 115 years and 62 days old. I guess when you get that old, you start counting them.
Yeah, right?
115.
I've heard it kind of goes the opposite. Sort of like it reverts back to when you were a kid, when you start counting the months and the days and the weeks. I'm this many years old. Yeah.
I read a story of a gentleman who had his 103rd birthday and then passed away 3 days later. So, kind of like holding out, I think.
Right.
Oldest living person in the world is Tomiko Atuka of Japan, who is 116 years old. My body already feels broken at 58. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I just wonder, those people, do they, is that something, I always wonder, I question myself, do I want to live that old? Or
no.
I just don't know. You see, I don't mean to equate them. If you have a relative that's over 100 years old, I'm not trying to say anything about them, but sometimes you see people with these cats or dogs that are very, very old, and they just kind of look at you with this kill me face, And I wonder if there's some sort of equivalent there of people. I saw this great interview that's gone viral a few years ago of this older woman in a nursing home, and she had turned something like 105, 106 years old, and they're trying to interview her, and she's just like, "Leave me alone, I'm tired."
I saw that. It was hilarious. It was on Spokane News. She did not want to talk to the reporter. It was like the worst interview ever.
And she's just, they're trying to ask her questions. She's like, people won't leave me alone. I just want to be left alone.
Oh, I can relate because I've had a bad guest before where you're just trying to drag answers out of them, and you ask them a question and they give you like yes or no answers, and you're like secretly wanting to pull your hair out. You could tell how uncomfortable that woman was in that interview. It was hilarious. Poor girl.
Yeah, poor thing.
All right. Yeah. I'll pass. I know my mom was very open about it. You know, she made it to 93. And every time I talked to her, she'd say something like, because she had full faculties, but the body was shot. And she would say something like, I wish I could figure out what I'm supposed to do because I'd like to die now. I mean, she was very upbeat about it and lighthearted about it and would joke about it, which, you know, I think compared to my sisters, I kind of had a different relationship with my mom where we would talk about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And when I finally got the call that she passed away, there were tears, but, and this might seem wrong in a way, there was joy for her too, because she wanted to go so badly.
Yeah. So. Well, my great-grandmother, she lived, I believe, to be 104. And then both my grandparents on my mom's side lived, I think, 94, 96, somewhere in that range. Very old. But then my dad's side, everybody passed away in like their early 60s. So I've got this like, I figure if I get about 80, that's pretty good. I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah. That's a good happy medium.
All right. There's something else in our next story that's strangely being buried. Would you tell us about it, Chuck?
So some Chinese archaeologists, they've been hard at work excavating an ancient cemetery in northwestern China for over 2 decades. They've uncovered 167 graves so far, some dating back to 3,600 years ago. But it's not just the age of the burial sites that's capturing everybody's attention. What's got everybody amazed is the presence of a peculiar substance sprinkled on the heads and necks of some of the mummies, cheese.
I love cheese.
Right? It's believed to be kefir. Am I pronouncing that kefir? Kefir?
I think so.
Kefir. It's an ancient form of cheese. The discovery sheds light on the early origins of the now popular dairy product. Modern analysts have identified the presence of bacteria and yeast used in kefir production today. Still, the milk used to make this cheese came from both cows and goats.
Wow.
And it's some of my dogs now will not eat their food unless I sprinkle Parmesan cheese on it. It's a habit we got into that now if we put their food down without sprinkling some cheese on it, they just sit there and look at us like, come on, where's my cheese, dude? So, yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right, I'm going to do this one because most of them I was thumbing through them, they're kind of lame. This one, though, sounds cool. For 35 years, the legend of a sunken taxi in Larder Lake captivated the residents of the small northern Ontario town. Finally, Jason Ploger, a local man, has uncovered the truth behind the tale dating back to 1937. As a kid, Ploger had heard various versions of the story surrounding the sunken taxi. Some said it was carrying liquor and holiday bonuses for gold miners. Ooh, that's why people wanted it. While others believed it was hauling gold bars. After years of searching, Ploger spotted the outline of a taxi on his side-scan sonar while fishing in a local derby last year. Descending 15 meters into the dark waters of Larder Lake, Ploger and his diving companions discovered the taxi, complete with 6 bottles in the back. After recovering, one of which was described as super smooth rye whiskey, Ploger decided to auction off one at a charity event to benefit the community. The sunken taxi will remain at the bottom of Larder Lake for other drivers to explore. Unfortunately, no gold bars.
Hey, liquid gold though.
Yeah.
I want to try that whiskey. That sounds good. So I got one more here.
Do it.
Yeah, I got to
do that one.
I got to do this one. Get this, a man in Australia was found guilty of kidnapping and feeding a beloved chicken named Betty White to an alligator at a wildlife park. I should have read the headline first. Man guilty of feeding Betty White to an alligator. Speaking of older folks, Betty White was part of a program for threatened species and had a special connection with park visitors. The suspect, Peter Smith, initially denied his involvement in the incident, but eventually pleaded guilty to aggravated animal cruelty. His defense attorney claimed that Smith was simply trying to feed an alligator, but the judge wasn't convinced and sentenced Smith, or the sentencing is set for November 20th, with a maximum penalty of 2 years in prison and a hefty fine.
For killing a beloved chicken.
Oh, that must have been a beloved
Chicken!
chicken. I remember. So, and this was in the Tri-Cities, actually, in the Benton Franklin County Fair, which just happened recently. We were there. They have an animals area, for the kids, petting zoo, all that, and they had this water feature where one side was like snapping turtles and some other stuff, and the other side they had swans and geese and birds and stuff. There was a bridge going right down the middle with a wire fence separating the two sections. This particular year, the fence must have failed. There was a failure, and the snapping turtles got in with the swans and the geese. And I was on the bridge watching the animals when pandemonium broke loose. All of a sudden, all the swans and the geese and everything started going blunk under the surface. It was like something straight out of Jaws. That they would go under the surface and the blood would come bubbling up. Kids started running, screaming. The fair officials were ushering people away. Look away, kids! Look away!
Nothing to see here.
It was exactly. It was horrific, but it's one of those memories that will always be seared into my mind. It was like being in a real life horror movie.
I shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah, no. I was
Where
one of
do
the
the
weird.
swans go?
The fly!
The poor things, but I was one of those kids. Everyone was trying to drag me away, and I'm like watching with a big smile on my face. It was bad.
Chuck.
I did.
Wow.
Well, mostly just because I was watching the pandemonium. It wasn't really so much about the animals. It was just everything happening. I'm like, wow,
Everybody getting weirded out.
This is like a moment that I get to experience. Yeah.
And that, my friend, is a great lead-in for today's Odd News. Yes. Oh, it didn't fire off. Try it again.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit. Let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your Odd News on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
It's the news attack, where the first part is true and the second part is a bad joke. And we're going to kick it off with Chuck and making fun of a story we just did.
Right. So a callback. The Chinese archaeologists have uncovered a 3,600-year-old graves, or a series of 3,600-year-old graves, which ancient cheese was sprinkled on the head of mummies. And of course, this means the Kardashians will begin pushing cheese facials soon.
And the Kraft Corporation marketing department is thinking, hey, cheese facials, a new way to sell more Kraft singles.
Ooh, because we need more of those.
In contrast to earlier studies, a newer study says that winning the lottery can make you happier. Researchers found that the key was not letting any of your relatives know.
Right? Oh, could you imagine?
Oh, yeah. It'd be bad.
It's tough, though, because I have some that I would actually like to help, but then the word would get to the other ones, and I don't think I'd want that.
That's a bad idea. I'm not even telling my kids.
Right? I feel like I won the lottery every day I work at this job, Scott.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Good, because we're docking your pay.
Right? Which is another story coming up soon. This one, a little cringy. According to a survey, women still do most of the grocery shopping and cooking. In fact, most were too busy to take the survey. Oh, man.
You left out laundry.
Right. Oh, man.
Oh, study found the average person lies 4 times a day, which means most of us are too honest to be politicians.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Rookie numbers.
Have you heard Donald?
Oh, my God. Oh, a study shows...
He lies 4 times a day before the first cup of coffee.
Right? I think he lies to his cup of coffee.
You're the best cup of coffee. You're my favorite. You're better than all the other coffees. I love you, coffee.
A study shows that marrying a happy person will make you happier. Of course, you'll probably get sick and tired of those smiley faces on your morning pancakes.
Mhm.
I wouldn't get tired of smiley faces on my pancakes.
I'd just like to say I'm a happy person.
I'm so happy.
Just put that out there.
I'm happy.
I want to make you pancakes. Study found that if a girl's ring finger is exceptionally long, she stands a good chance of becoming an athlete. And if her middle finger is exceptionally long, she stands a good chance of becoming a professional Karen. Wow. Sorry.
Wow. All right. So this last one, study says if you exercise while angry, you face a threefold risk of suffering a heart attack. A good reason my gym needs to remove Fox News from the TVs in the treadmill area.
Yeah, I'd be, yeah.
Don't run angry. Don't run angry.
All right, on to Wacky But True. We don't add anything to these stories but sound effects from movies and television shows. First one up, taking you on a trip to Disneyland, where the resort wasn't the happiest place on earth for one park goer who was put in handcuffs and escorted out of the Anaheim park this week as her crying children screamed and held on.
Oh.
Why am I laughing? Video footage of the arrest has been making the rounds on TikTok, showing an unidentified woman yelling obscenities while police and park personnel boot her out of Disney's California Adventure. Anaheim police told TMZ the woman in the video allegedly tried to pass off her children as under 2 years old in order to get in for free, but they were clearly much older. Cops say she was arrested for trespassing and booked before being released on a citation.
Oh.
Wow.
You know, my kids are getting to the age where I can't do that for anything. You know?
Yeah, they're just adults.
Yeah, they're too old to pass off as anything that gets any discount. They're too young to get the discount for insurance. You know,
that's going to be a trip to Disneyland the kids will really remember.
It was therefore a rather nervous Mr. Disney who spoke to us that night.
It was supposed to be a gag, just a gag. It wasn't a very funny joke.
Aw, how cute. A couple of rodents looking for a theme park.
Who don't like water parks? I love them. They're just like amusement parks, except you ain't got to get off the ride to go to the bathroom.
It's true.
You know, speaking of milestones, there is that age. You know, once you hit 21, the next big milestone in your life is when you hit 25, and that is when your insurance rates go down. So as you get older, those milestones get less and less exciting.
Okay.
And you start to look forward to it more. Like when I hit 25, that was man, my insurance went way down. Yeah.
What's that have to do with the story?
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay.
Passing your children off is the wrong age to get discounts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I get it.
Something.
Okay.
It was a stretch, Scott. It was a stretch.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent stretch.
No, it really wasn't. So moving along. Authorities in the UK gave a bank robber the name Grandma Bandit after she hit two banks within 4 miles of each other inside of an hour. From security video, they could estimate the woman's age to be 65 or older. Apparently the next milestone in life.
Bank robbery.
Right?
I like it.
Hey, Grandma. You got the juice now. Seems Grandma forgot her purse.
Should I go get Grandma?
Don't forget Grandma. She's halfway to outer space already.
Like my grandma used to tell me, you can't be sure what's in the pickle barrel till you get the lid off of it.
Grandma has to go. Grandma has to go.
Grandma Aggie's the one who always starts it.
Does not.
Does too.
Does not.
Does too.
Does not.
We're going to play sleep again. Remember where your hideout was, Grandma?
What big eyes you have, Grandma.
Folks, confidentially, I'm not the real grandma. I'm the wolf, see?
This is my private area, my place of zen and peace. Listen to me. Shut up, Grandma!
Wow. All right. Florida. Florida. Highway patrol troopers tried to stop a car for speeding, but the driver refused to stop and instead sped away. Madden didn't stop until he arrived at his own residence, at which point he allegedly tried to hide the evidence he wanted to keep from the troopers, a significant amount of cocaine. He tried to hide the drug, troopers say, by snorting it up his nose, leaving his nose and mustache caked in white powder, which they quickly photographed as evidence. No, I was eating a powdered donut. Really? Joel Craig Wallace was charged with possession of cocaine, fleeing and eluding and tampering with evidence, and had this to say. Wow.
He was also quoted saying, I don't do drugs, I just like the smell. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is a drunk dummy.
And you have to bleep yourself?
Yeah, a
like
drunk
in the middle
dummy
of the story.
with a gun.
Okay.
Panicked family in Dellen, Florida called 911 to say someone was shooting at their house. Sheriff deputies responded in force and sure enough heard shots and traced them to a neighbor on the street behind the victim's house. Alex Kudlak was shooting at a tree in his backyard, but apparently not a very good shot. Ooh, his bullets were hitting his neighbor's home. A deputy body cam recorded Kudlak explaining his actions. Yeah, do you have a beeper handy, Scott?
I don't.
I'm a dumb beep. Then Kudlak was promptly arrested, charged with shooting into a dwelling, child endangerment, criminal mischief, and using a firearm while under the influence.
Wow, that's like the worst neighbor ever.
Right? Oh,
yeah.
Horrible neighbor.
Hold on.
Look, Cole, I may be a drunk. I may not be able to load my own gun. But I don't need you to tell me how to do my job.
He shoots a line to Don's penthouse terrace, then slides down the line on one of his tricky umbrellas.
Gosh, yes. This is an amazing house. I'd like to shoot it sometime.
Done? Look, I've got a long one, and you've got 4 small ones.
Oh, I'm sorry, but this is a great day. Our house is a part of history now. You've got to know that.
Wow.
That was fun. All right. In Holland, a man went to the bathroom at a gas station. He had his keys and his wallet attached to a chain that was hooked to the belt of his pants. When he pulled down his pants to sit on the toilet, another man in the next stall reached under the partition, unclipped, and pulled the keys and the wallet loose and ran out with them. Victim tried to pull his pants up quickly and then tried to give chase to the thief. But by the time he got outside, the suspect had also stolen his car and left.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, have you seen these toilets? They're ginormous.
Give me that wallet. Just the wallet.
No, there's so much other stuff to do in the bathroom.
Yeah. I think he took your wallet. I think he took his wallet.
Was it moving?
There was actually very little movement. A little wriggling, then 2 bubbles, and then a big bloop, and the wallet floats up.
Hey, listen, I found your wallet the other day. Want it back?
That could be my most disgusting montage yet. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm impressed, Scott.
Thank you. And then the wallet floated to the top.
In our last one here in Poland, a guy stole a car not far from where police were working on another case. So, of course, the chase began. A few miles down the road, a car thief dumped the car, ran into a large grassy field. The police arrived at the empty car a minute later and knew their man couldn't be too far. Shortly after they began searching the field, they heard a sneeze.
A sneeze.
A sneeze.
If he
gave it all
even
away.
sneezes, we'll be there with a hanky and a pair of handcuffs.
I try to run a nice, clean, safe town here. A town where a man can sneeze and not get his brains beat out. You follow me?
Now, don't you shake, shiver, or sneeze.
Oopsie, here I am.
Maybe before you drive a stolen car into a wheat field, you should make sure you're not allergic to wheat. Just
Can
saying.
you imagine him trying to hold back that sneeze? No. Oh, no. That was supposed to be a sneeze.
Yeah,
Why is
that's
he-
okay.
All right. Sorry. I
But
ruined
you
that.
know when you got a sneeze wanting to come out, there's no holding it back.
No holding it back.
But then when you need to sneeze, you can't. What's that about?
Stare at the light, Chuck. Stare at the light.
That only works about half the time.
But it does.
It does work. It does work, but it
Half
doesn't.
the time is most of the time.
Half the
So,
time, it
there you
works
go.
all the time.
That's right. See? All right. Wrapping up our show today. Chuck, what is on the radio tonight for a Thursday night? And don't forget, every night at 6 o'clock, we start different genres of music.
Mhm.
What's tonight, Chuck?
Well, tonight from 6 to 8 p.m., we have Out of the Woods. From 8 to 9 p.m. is Kelton a Twist. The 9 to 11 is Acoustic Cafe. There you go.
I love Thursday nights. It is a great mix.
There was I don't remember what it was. Listening to Acoustic Cafe last week, and man, it was a really good one. I wish I could remember who it was. It was somebody that I actually recognized and liked. No. It was someone, they were doing covers, having different various acoustic covers of other people's songs, and they had some really, really great ones.
Next to the KCHW studios, his loft, they call it the Leon Loft. It was built for him by Leon Speakers. And it is the best sounding live music show. And your feed from your friends, Matt Hopper, that came in and played. When I logged on to YouTube to watch, because you were streaming that concert live, when I logged on, totally blown away, because we've always had problems with the theater as far as acoustically for doing a live broadcast. Where in the studio where the walls are all carpeted, it's got a beautiful song. I remember our blues friend, his name's escaping me, that came and just played a month ago. Kevin Doran.
Yeah.
Kevin performed live in the studio and then came back like a month later after I sent him a recording of it and said, "This is the best live capture I've ever heard. Can I put a couple of these songs on my next album?" And we gave him permission. And same deal with their show with Matt Hopper. I could not believe the acoustics coming out of the studio. And I said kudos to you guys on the video feed, but and the next day, but to you and Craig and the people that helped you out, you guys got our theater really dialed in. It sounds so good live. So
well,
we've got
the whole theater lined with curtains now, big velvet curtains.
That makes a difference.
Yeah, thank you so much to the Performing Arts Center for donating those curtains to us.
Wheel Center for the Arts, thank you.
Yeah,
chairs, curtains, they have hooked our little theater up.
Right? And I've got stacks and stacks of acoustic panels. I keep threatening to install those one of these days. But I think after Fall Fest, we're going to get together some volunteers. We've got an artist that's going to put together a stencil. We're going to do the little tower guy out of blue foam in the back, and hang those up on the wall. And we'll have actual proper acoustic paneling in the back, and continually increase the sound here.
All right.
We've got a sound compressor now that we can that'll help limit that sound coming in, so we can level the volume, because you know what comes out of the theater is not what comes through the board in the mix on the air.
Yeah.
And that really, I think, went a long way, and Craig brought that in. Was letting us use it to really sort of allow us to level that sound out and make it sound the same coming out of the board as it does in the theater.
It does live in the room.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So,
all right. Good jobs all the way around. Let's see. We covered Thursday night. Tomorrow on the radio, who do you have for guests, Chuck?
Tomorrow morning, it's going to be myself. It's going to be Paula Randall and Craig. And I don't believe we have any other guests on tomorrow. But then the week after, on Friday, we're going to have David Bergman. He's with the Usual Suspects. He's going to be here. The Bergman family, another one of the big family music names. And I'm really excited. So we've got a couple guests coming on after the week after that. But then the next Friday after that, I believe the date is the 11th. We have Becky from Becky's Best Buddies coming on the Friday morning show, and she's going to be bringing in some puppies.
Ooh, great for the live feed. You can check them out on our Facebook and YouTube and Twitch channels. That'll be awesome.
Yep.
You've been talking about that behind the scenes, starting to do something regular with Becky, where she brings animals into the studio. Always be fun too, because you never know what the animals are going to do.
Yeah. We'll make sure we cover up all the wires behind here first.
Especially if you bring in cats.
Or maybe Paula, you have a job. You're going to be wrangling the puppies. Keep them out of the wiring.
She brings in some cat. I know she doesn't. She deals with dogs. But bringing in cats would probably be a bad idea. Mooch lived at the radio station, but she was pretty good about it. But one of my first radio jobs, they said I could bring my cat to work because I worked the graveyard shift. And so I started bringing my cat to work with me at night, and she was a good cat, totally dug it. But one day, and this is back when we still played records.
Yeah.
So my song ends, I start talking on the radio, and they called it walking up the ramp, back in the day. You'd start a song and you talk over the instrumental part of it and then stop before they start singing. So I'm doing that DJ thing, and it's a long intro, so I got a bunch to say, and out of the corner of my eye, I could see my cat is now on the counter. And she's over at the record player, and her head's going in a circle, round and round and round and round. And I know she's going to go for it. And then pretty soon you hear the arm do the all the way across the record.
She just wanted to help.
Cats on the radio. All right. And these two cool cats are going to check out and wish you an awesome day. And I'll also invite you to keep on listening to Northern Lights Public Radio because we are KCHW 102.7.
Yes, sir. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Come on, Chuck. You can't just swim, eat grapes, and play around all the time.
Right. Just another quick reminder, the weather tomorrow is going to be gorgeous. It's a great day to get out to the Friday market. Come by, see us. Buy a kazoo.
All right. Nice weather. Wow.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Chuck's got kazoos.
I do. I got kazoo fever, baby. Have a great one, everybody.
It's gone!
What? What's gone?
A drinking couch! Somebody must have stolen it!
The time is